Clay, you're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. And as they say in Stoic, the obstacle is the way. And so if you let these pinheads get in your way, you're in trouble. Acta non verba is the motto of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point, New York. I had appointments to Naval Academy and Kings Point Merchant Marine Academy. And Merchant Marine Academy's motto was acta non verba. In other words, don't listen to what a person says. Watch what they do. Clay, my honor to be on your show. And thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learned from you. So congratulations.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown probably 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees. And now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrive Time, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. So I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences. And amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team about marketing and how to implement, how to help you guys implement the SEO. And the coaching is just great because there's accountability, and it's just a fantastic way to grow your company. Having a relationship with Thrive Time it's just been amazing for MultiClean. Oh my goodness, it frees me up because then I don't have to take a class on search engine optimization or learn marketing or shoot video. That's not what we do. What we do is commercial janitorial service. And you guys are the experts on marketing, and you teach me and hold my hand and show me how to do it right. And therefore, now my company is much, much larger.
Folks, on today's show, we're joined by a real client. He may look like a male model. He may look like a hologram, but he's a real person. He's a longtime client. He's a man that we consider to be a friend of the Thrive Time Show and a friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Kevin. Welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Clay, I'm doing great. Had a great Christmas holiday, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so first question, can you tell us what is your name, first and last name, and what's the name of your company, sir?
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas.
And how long have we worked with you approximately at this point, sir?
It's been about 6-7 years.
I'm on my grind. You need to drive. I'm on my grind.
And we want to welcome all of His Glory Nation from east to west to north to south. Welcome to Kingdom Business Builder with America's coach, Clay Clark. Clay, good to see you.
Dave, it was great to see you in Anaheim. And, you and I were just talking offline, and I want the listeners to know there was a gentleman at our conference that had been faithfully just listening to His Glory and implementing many of the strategies that you and I teach right here on this broadcast. And Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but the guy had so much financial upside based upon his diligent execution of a simple plan that I believe he was able to retire. And I only know this because I believe he told multiple people at the conference that he was elated that he had been listening to His Glory and implementing a proven plan. Dave, am I getting something wrong there?
No, there was 2 stories, but one guy that I think that we're talking about, he literally retired because he tripled his money. He was able to retire early and focus on God. And he was at the event in California.
I would just say, if you're watching today's show and you say, wow, why do we host these business conferences? What's the purpose of it? We want you to be able to achieve financial freedom and time freedom so that you can pursue the vision for your life that you believe God's called you to do. Now, at that conference this weekend, Dave, you were there. Julie Green was there. We had so many wonderful people in attendance. Eric Trump was there. But we also had people that were doctors, dentists, mechanics, a drywall guy was there, a pest control company was there, a home remodeling company was there, a mini storage facility owner was there. And these are all people that are now making millions and millions of dollars, and they were previously stuck. And so, Dave, one of the attendees came up to me and he said, Clay, our growth is next level. And we are in Utah, and I want to share the story with you. So, Dave, I've got the video clip pulled up here. I'm going to play it for you. This is another gentleman who is in attendance, diligently implementing the systems. And then we'll get into our stack of stuff here. But let me go ahead and hit play here, folks. Here we go. What kind of growth percentage have you been having? Or tell us about the growth that you have been seeing, or maybe that you haven't been seeing.
And as far as the business goes, which is what I'm thinking you're leading to, as far as growth of people, man, this place is exploding. With the Olympics we had a few years ago, secret kind of got out. A lot of people moved here. And, like you said, we had a little small storage unit here in town. And one of the reasons we went to your conference, my business partners had was interested in starting a new business. And it involved, he's a retired plastic surgeon, and he watched his friend pass away from the inability to tie his shoes and button his shirt. And you can say to yourself, well, how does someone die from that? Well, they don't die from that. What they do is they sit in their house, and it's too frustrating to tie your shoes or button your shirt. So you don't go out and you sit in a chair and you essentially die. And so we went there with the intent to grow that business. And they went without me the first time. They come back and they said, hey, this guy is great. You got to get your web page optimized. You got to get some pictures, videos. And she said a quote. And this quote is the biggest quote that impacted our business. And she said, broken windows, broken business. And that was something that you had said. And I'm like, hey, we're fine, 12 out of the 15 security lights are working, and most of the gates work, and we're good. And we have like 6-7 people move in every month. I don't need all this, and I didn't have a term for it. Now I know it as jackassery. But I'm like, we don't need all that. We don't need all that. We got 6-7 move-ins. When we took over this storage unit business in 2003, until 2025, which is 21 years, we increased income by 200%. And you say, well, Dirk, that's great. That's a win. And I told myself that. I'm like, hey, I'm good. I've increased this 200%. The thing that we don't tell ourselves is the truth sometimes. I spent $1.8 million in infrastructure and expansion. So all of a sudden, that 200%, while it is good, keep in mind what it took to get there. So I said, you know what? I don't believe in this jackassery. I'm going to go there myself and listen to him. And I'm telling you, best 2 days of my life, most life-changing 2 days of my life. And I went there with the intent to prove you wrong.
And Dave, this is a guy who came to the conference thinking, okay, I'm going to prove you guys wrong. A friend of his, said, hey, you should come to this conference. And long story short, he's been diligently implementing everything he's been learning. And Dave, he's having his best year ever with his mini storage facility. And so, Dave, I just want to encourage everybody out there, and perhaps you could speak to it, for anybody out there that feels stuck and feels like their business can't achieve success. You were in the audience. I mean, you saw the people from all different industries out there in Anaheim, different backgrounds, different ages. What do you say to someone watching this show today and they say, my business is stuck?
Yeah, you got to make a change. If you're stuck, you got to make a change. Call Clay, get a 13-point assessment set up, go to the next one of these events, do all the above. Every single person in that room that I talked to was elated. They were excitement off the chart, enthusiasm unknown to mankind, and all were having great success.
And Dave, I want to encourage your listeners. They say, well, how do I get tickets or what's going on here? Well, the next event that we have booked, you can request tickets for right now. This is going to be the Reawaken America Tour reunion, which you're going to be a big part of there. That's going to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We started in Tulsa. This will be the Reawaken reunion. General Flynn, Eric Trump. It's going to be great. And for anybody who attends that event, Dave, we're going to have a business workshop on the Thursday before the Friday and Saturday conference. So we're going to have a Friday and Saturday Reawaken America Tour conference, June 19th and 20th. But for anybody who buys a ticket to that, you will also get tickets to the upcoming business workshop. So again, you want to get those tickets. It's going to be June 19th and 20th, the Reawaken reunion, but June 18th is when we're going to have that business workshop. So I encourage everybody out there. Also, Tim Tebow will be joining us at an upcoming event. Stay tuned. You can go to thrivetimeshow.com to learn more about that. That's thrivetimeshow.com. But Dave, in our stack of stuff today, I wanted to get into 5 concepts I want everybody to know. Step number 1, you have to design your day. You and I, folks, we have to design our day. And Dave, you know that, I know that. And Dave, you and I were talking offline, and then you talked on stage about it at Anaheim. You know, you had risen to the highest levels in corporate America. You had had a lot of success turning around dysfunctional regions of the company and making them very successful. But you were a guy who embraced what? Jim Rohn. You had read the Jim Rohn books. You had read Napoleon Hill. You had read these books, and you brought those self-help techniques. And by the way, folks, if you ever read any self-help book and it ever goes against the Bible, go with the Bible. But you brought those techniques into corporate America, and all of a sudden you started having success. So Dave, as we get into this idea of designing your day, for anybody out there that says, what's the point of designing my day? How could that possibly help? How did that help you in corporate America, Dave? And how does that help you even now as you run His Glory to try to reach a billion soul harvest?
Oh, you say it all the time. If you don't schedule it, it doesn't get done, and you got to prioritize your schedule. My morning time is the most important time because I get into the Lord and have Him guide me with my steps. I also do a postmortem of the day before, and then make the A's, the B's, and the C's, and attack it like enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
So here we go, folks. This is how we do it. This is how we design our day. If you're watching today's show, I'm telling you, folks, we have thousands and thousands of case studies of real people out there. A mini storage facility guy in Utah, massive success. The guy says, hey, by the way, I retired as a result of implementing very specific moves you guys teach. It's not about these complicated new moves, learning all these new things. It's about implementing basic systems and principles consistently over time. These are proven systems, okay? So design your day. This is how we do it. SMART, okay? You want to be smart about designing your day. So S, be specific. As you mentioned, Dave, you got to put specifically on your list, okay, today I am going to do this. Today, I'm going to do this. So, Dave, in my world, I have to train up a manager today. So today I have to train up a manager for one of my companies. We have a haircut chain. We cut hair, and I need to train up one of my managers. Why? Because an employee who's been on my payroll for 10 years has decided that she wants to become a full-time stay-at-home mom, which is 100% fine, Dave. I love stay-at-home moms, but it means I need to train somebody up today. So specific, I've got to do that. Another specific thing that I have to get done today, Brett Rayo, Dave, Brett Rayo is broadcasting on the His Glory Network. He produces music. Brett Rayo and I have 3 songs that we have to finish today, or we choose to finish today, right? So there are 3 songs. So, Dave, I'm going to get 3 songs confirmed today. All right, 3 songs confirmed today. I'm definitely today going to get this manager trained up, and just for added fun, I'm definitely going to confirm Tim Tebow for our upcoming conference. But Dave, you have to start your day every single day with SMART goals. You got to be smart about designing your day. So it starts with an S. We'll get into the M, the A, the R, the T, all that. But Dave, everybody out there, they got to go to Thrive Time Show and get a ticket for the upcoming workshop, for the upcoming Reawaken reunion. You got to use promo code His Glory. Dave, for anybody who wasn't at the Reawaken tour, what are they missing out on if they don't go to the upcoming Reawaken reunion?
Well, you're going to miss the Spirit of the Lord. Patriots coming in to become Christians, give their life to Christ. Christians giving to become patriots, unification of people. There's nothing like it. You leave with an extra giddy up in your step for this billion soul harvest. It's the best time to be. So meet us there. Join us there. We'll be right back.
Parasites are real. I can prove parasites are real. I know they're out in the world today. That's why I recommend Purge Advanced Parasite Cleanse.
Purge, crafted with an all-natural blend of 19 powerful ingredients. designed to target and eliminate every type of parasite inside the human body. Join thousands of users who've already transformed their health. Order now at www.purgestore.com/hisglory and use code HISGLORY for 10% off discount.
Your money is vanishing faster than ever before, and no one is coming to save it. But you can protect your savings starting right now, completely tax and penalty free. Goldco has helped protect billions in retirement savings with real gold and silver. At His Glory, we trust them, and today we want to send you a free gold and silver protection kit. Act now and you'll receive up to 10% in free silver. And if you have $25,000 or more in an IRA savings, Goldco will also send you a free Ronald Reagan silver coin. Supplies are limited. Scan the QR code or click the link to get your free kit today. Goldco will protect what God has entrusted to you. Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend. After years of research, Dr. Marty has decided to release an information video showcasing exactly which foods you should stop feeding your dog, which you can find out right now by going to hisglorypet.com. You won't believe how simple it is. Join Pastor Dave and His Glory team on a life-changing journey through Greece. Experience scripture where the Apostle Paul preached, deepening your connection with Jesus. Strengthen your faith, unite with fellow believers, and return home renewed in spirit. Join us in Greece from October 16th, 2026 through the 25th. Scan the QR code to reserve your spot today or go to hisglory.me/events. Billion Soul Donation. Become a Billion Soul partner. By giving $30 or more monthly and support our mission to reach 1 billion souls for Christ. And a thank you, you'll get receive a copy of my book, All for His Glory, and also enter to a chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime trip to either the Footprints of Paul, which is our trip to Greece next year, or our trip back to Israel. So we're going to be having two big trips next year back, taking a group back to Israel, and the first time ever, the Apostle Paul footprints in Greece. It's going to be a magnificent trip. All right, we're back with Kingdom Business Builders, Clay Clark.
All right, so if you want to have a successful life, you got to start having a successful day, right? So S, you want to start your day with a smart day, a smart design for your day. S, you want to be specific. So again, I was telling the listeners out there, I'm going to book today. I got to get Tim Tebow confirmed for our April conference. It's going to happen. I've got to make sure that today I train up this new manager because we have a long-time employee. She's been on my team for 10 years, and she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. That's okay. So we got to get that done. And you'd say, are you going to get done today? Yes, because I put it on my list. I've specifically ordained my destiny. I've decided that as long as I'm on this earth today, that is going to get done. Also, Brett Rayo, he and I write music, and I have 3 songs that I'm finishing right now with him today. Why today? Well, one is I had 2 songs on my to-do list, and then Dave White had said, wouldn't it be fun if we wrote a song for our wives, kind of a fun song about a guy who's, kind of average and he marries a great woman. I go, oh yeah, that would be a great song. So Dave gave me an extra song idea. So I wrote that while we were stuck in traffic. So that's our 3rd song. So S, specific. Okay. M, that's a true story. M is measurable. You got to be measurable. You got to be measurable. And Dave, one of your listeners, he said he'd been faithfully buying gold as a result of listening to your show. And correct me if I'm wrong. He had just tripled his net worth. And Dave, am I exaggerating that? Am I getting that wrong? Am I under telling the story? But the guy buys gold faithfully, and he tripled his net worth as a result of doing what you've suggested on the His Glory broadcast. Am I getting that wrong?
That's right. And not only did he triple his money, but he was able to be in a position that his wife said it's time to retire.
There it is. So specific, measurable. Okay. So anything in your life, anytime you want to have success, no matter what area of it is, faith, family, finance, fitness, friendship, fun, we have to measure what we treasure. We measure what we treasure. I'm asking you folks, what is the number? What are the, if you're selling something, how many, let's say, Amazon reviews do you need to gather today? How many sales do you need to have today? How many sales calls do you need to make today? If you're in the area of fitness, what's your calorie goal for the day or your non-calorie goal for the day? Or what is the quantifiable metric for your faith? How many hours will you devote to your faith today or minutes will you devote to your faith today? I know we're supposed to pray without ceasing, but when are you diving into the Word of God? Or are you diving into the Word of God? Because by default, nothing gets done. This just in, folks. By default, nothing gets done, right? What gets scheduled gets done. So S, be specific. M, measurable. A, it's got to be actionable. Actionable. Dave, for all your listeners right now, I'm giving all your listeners 3 calls to action. 1, go to thrivetimeshow.com and request tickets for the upcoming Reawaken reunion event. That's my call to action. Go there. Go to thrivetimeshow.com, request tickets for the upcoming Reawaken reunion. Call to action number 2, you can schedule a free consultation with myself. I could teach you how to grow your company, figure out where you're stuck, help you get unstuck. Or 3, option number 3, Dave, is you could do nothing. And that's what most people do by default, Dave. And so we got to be actionable, right? If we've ever read the book of Hebrews, faith with action, Hebrews chapter 11, right? Faith with action. We've got to have faith mixed with action. Dave, if anybody out there is feeling a little bit depressed, read the book of Job, you'll feel less depressed. If you're out there today and you're feeling inspired and you say, I just need to know what is required to do what I need to do, read Proverbs. And if you say, I just feel like I'm a chronic procrastinator, read the book of James. Dave, we've got a billion soul harvest that you're working on over there. We got a billion soul harvest of mandate. We're supposed to lead as many people to the gospel, to Christ as possible. And we can't do that if we can't fund the fuel to get in our car, to go on the missions trip, to pay for the air, to fly to a new country, to share the gospel. We can't pay if we can't pay for the airwaves to reach the lost, or to pay for advertising. Dave, it requires money. Money's kind of the fuel with which we can go from where we are to where we want to be. Dave, what do you say to somebody out there that, is short on money, big on vision, and they're going, well, I'm just going to kind of pull back from my dream, not going to take a lot of action. What do you say to somebody, Dave, that's big of the vision, short with the money? Now they're starting to pull back their dreams, scale back their dreams. What do you say?
You got to take action. You got to take action today. Do not put it off till tomorrow. Take action. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, make massive action.
That's what it is. So specific, measurable, actionable. The fourth area is realistic. Got to be realistic. So if I had a goal that I want to become a male model, Dave, that just wouldn't work. And the listeners say, oh, we know. Someone in the comments going, I'll tell you why you're not a male model right now. So again, you might have that goal. If I said, man, I want to play in the NBA, one of my clients is an NBA coach. If I wanted to play in the NBA, there's a lot of reasons I couldn't be in the NBA. One, I'm not fast enough. Primarily not fast enough, not quick enough, not in shape enough, can't shoot well enough, can't pass well enough, can't dribble well enough. Dave, I can't do it. So it's not realistic for me to believe as a 45-year-old man that I'm going to go into the NBA. But some people have goals like that are not realistic. You've got to have some sort of realistic aspect to your goal. Now, our God can do whatever he wants to do. Jonah resisted God, right? God commanded Jonah to go and share an encouraging word with a group of people. And Jonah was going, no. I've been cursing these people. I don't want to share an encouraging word. I want you to judge them. And God's going, no. I want you to share an encouraging word. And Jonah says, no, I'm not going to share an encouraging word. So what? Jonah gets on the boat. All of a sudden, God sends this crazy storm. The guys on the boat are like, clearly there's something wrong with you, Jonah. They throw Jonah overboard. Next thing you know, a big whale swallows Jonah. That's a wild story. That is a wild story, right? But the story is God can do whatever he wants to do. But what I'm saying is you got to be realistic about your daily goals. Hopefully that makes sense for somebody out there. And the final step is it has to be time sensitive. Dave, I'm not going to hop on the show right now and say, if you don't buy tickets in the next 5 minutes, we won't have them tomorrow. But I am going to say we sell out every Reawaken reunion event we've done. Every Reawaken event we sell out. I can tell you that. Dave, I can tell you there was a lot of people for the Anaheim event that wanted VIP tickets, and we just capped the number of VIPs. We can't have an infinite number of VIPs. So, Dave, there is sort of a time-sensitive nature to those things. But at the end of the day, you must act now because the time will never be just right. And so I think what happens is we're not careful. We start to say, well, I'm too old. I'm too old right now. Right now, I'm too old, but soon or I'm too young. Too young right now. Got to get older. Once I'm older, then I'm ready. I'm too old. Gotta lose some weight, gotta focus, then I'm gonna do it. I'm too old, gotta look younger. People who are young say, I gotta look older, gotta get more maturity, gotta get that extra education, and there's people who say, financially, I'm not in a good spot right now, but soon, I'm gonna turn this ship around, just gotta get in a better situation. people with awkward relationships and weird contracts you're in and weird relationships with coworkers or vendors or clients. And they say, well, I just got to wait till after the holidays. Got to wait before. I don't want to do it before the holidays. You know, do I do it after the holidays? You know, with all the craziness going on in the world. I think some people have used that excuse for 5 consecutive years. Dave, with all the craziness in the world right now, you know, I can't do anything. You know, I got COVID. People I know had COVID. People might get COVID. We got COVID. I'm getting over COVID. Dave, it's really if you're a smart person, it's possible to make an infinite number of excuses. Now, if you're a really mentally dense individual, it becomes tougher to make excuses. But Dave, why is it that the smartest people can come up with the best excuses in the whole world that are so good, in fact, that they actually believe them?
Yeah, because I think they rely on their own intellect instead of just taking action. You know, one common theme I saw at that conference, in every conference I go, not only are they learning from you, but they bring unbelievable work ethic to the table. And that's what is the key. You got to work it.
Now I'm going to show people some examples real quick. And again, use promo code HISGLORY, promo code HISGLORY. Why would you do that? It's going to get you a discount for a discount off the tickets. You have a discounted VIP ticket, have a chance to win a backstage pass. We're going to go to thrivetimeshow.com. I'm going to click on the testimonials button. Thrivetimeshow.com, testimonials, Thrivetime Show testimonials. And Dave, my challenge for everybody out there is we have over 2,000 client testimonials available and viewable right there at thrivetimeshow.com. And Dave, when you get to the end of looking at 2,000 client testimonials, at a certain point, you start to say, wow, if this guy can do it, if this guy, this wonderful home builder, Ronnie Morales, if he can do it, I could do it. If the attorney, James D. Cristofaro, can grow his company by 79% in a year, I could do that. If the roof angel guy, Jake Gibson, he looks like he was born yesterday, if he can increase his leads by 1,000% in 12 weeks, I can do it. I mean, look, there's so many people that we've worked with, and they all, the common theme here is they all were willing to put in the work. You say, well, if this guy knows English as his second language and he was able to grow tortilla soup and double the revenue of his company. Wow. I mean, Dave, there's endless examples, but we've got to take action. So I encourage everybody out there right now, 3 calls to action. Step number 1, go to thrivetimeshow.com and get tickets for the upcoming Reawaken reunion event. That's June 19th and 20th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's going to be awesome. Eric Trump, General Flynn, Julie Green, Pastor Dave Scarlett, Mel K, Flyover Conservatives, Amanda Grace. It's going to be a great event. You can get those tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. 2, you can schedule a consultation. It's a free 13-point assessment with myself. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down and figure out where you are and contrast that to where you want to be. Almost like you sit down with a home builder and they design a custom plan just for you. That's what I do. We design a custom plan for you. And then the third option, and Dave, I'd love to get your reaction to this, is, you can do 100% of nothing. You can just do nothing. And that's not a viable strategy. But Dave, a lot of people choose that third option. They choose that option. They say, I'm going to do nothing, but I want something to change.
Exactly. It's Jim Rohn used to say, inspiration or desperation. You're either inspired to do it or you got to get yourself into a desperate situation where you got to get out of it. So be inspired. I would say that first before it becomes desperate.
I encourage everybody out there, go to thrivetimeshow.com, use promo code HISGLORY, thrivetimeshow.com, promo HISGLORY, get those tickets June 19th, 20th, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Reawaken reunion. Dave, thank you so much for this opportunity. We'll talk to you next week.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now, I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does,
not what they say.
But I recognized at the age of 15, I'm going, you know what? I am not going to live that way. And so I started a company out of my parents' basement called djconnection.com. And I decided I am going to have success. And so I reached out to millionaires and people that I kind of knew through church and friendships and parents of my friends. And I said, what book would you recommend that I read? I'm a 15-year-old asking this question. True story. And I kept being told, you got to read.
Hello, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Radio Show. It's an exciting time. Also, I think a treacherous time, a spooky time also. But it's always, danger is a good time. Today, my guest is Clay Clark, and I went out with Tom Wheelwright to visit Clay with Eric Trump also. And the reason I want to talk to Clay this morning is a very important subject called study. And the reason I say that is things are changing so fast, and many people are completely missing the show. Things are changing at rapid speed. Technology is changing. And so I went to Tulsa, again, with Tom Wheelwright and Eric Trump. And the thing I was so impressed about Clay is this word called study. I don't know, you guys must be in your water or something, Clay, but boy, I was so impressed how big you guys are. But what really impressed me was you have this huge congregation. They're all about guys your age. They're on fire. And you start your classes at 5 in the morning. Now, let me talk to you about study here. We show our books here. Now, this is how I study. This is the creature from Jekyll Island. It's on the Fed. And Clay's doing the same thing. We study. So I go out to Clay's place in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's built this huge compound out there. And you guys start at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not by Zoom. They drive there. They show up 5 o'clock, bright-haired, bushy-tailed and all this. And they're on fire. Your group is on fire. So that's what was on Clay, this technology. You tell your group I was so impressed. Because, like I said, studies became a bad word. I got into fights in my own company because our staff didn't want to study anymore. And I don't know how they cannot do that. So, Clay, anyway, welcome to the Rich Dad Radio Show. That's what I want to talk to you about, is how do you do it? 5 o'clock in the morning, you have hundreds of people showing up in your huge auditorium on your property to study. Anyway, welcome to the show, Clay, and what turns you on so much? That's what I want to know. Give us a little about your background.
My name is Karime Schofield, and the name of our company is Whistle While You Clean.
I am Sophia Schofield.
We live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we service the tri-state, so Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana.
We were getting a phone call, and we were like, why is someone calling our business line? That's unusual, and we picked it up, and it was a lead.
I mean, it's been incredible, Clay. We've gone from 0 to 100% growth. We're a full functioning company. It's great. We're blown away at how well we're doing. So working with you guys have really taught us a lot about generating leads and pursuing our Dream 100. So we have a list of customers that we want to market to. And so we've been making phone calls. We've been showing up in person. We're trying to get near the businesses that they would visit if they were visiting a hair salon or something. And then we start calling them and we just start pursuing them. And then the other thing that we do is when we do cleans, we take a lot of video testimonials and we post those to our website so other customers can see. And then we also upload a lot of images of the things that we do. And so we're also asking our clients for Google reviews after we've cleaned their houses. And so it's this constant cycle of doing those things over and over and over again. I would say if you're on the fence, go to one of Clay's conferences. They are hilarious. They're fun. They're educational. They're so good that even my teenagers like them. And I would say don't let fear hold you back. If you want to start a business, do the obvious thing and hire someone who knows how to run businesses. If I wanted to get in shape, I'd hire a gym person, a personal trainer. This is like the personal training for business. It has been absolutely amazing. I mean, our coach is encouraging. When he first met with us, he said, do we want him to be like a drill sergeant with us? What level of intensity do we want him to give us? And I will say he is incredibly encouraging all the time, and he just hits the same mark with us every single time. It's very repetitive, but I think we both really learn a lot every time we sit down and have a conversation with him over the phone. He keeps pushing us to go further, and he can recognize when we're afraid to do something, and he'll give us a little bit of grace, but that next week he's drilling us again, like pushing us to go harder. Our no-brainer offer is we are offering your first clean for $1. And that sounds absolutely insane. It even sounded insane when I was talking over it with our business coach. And I will tell you that that has generated some of our hugest clients. I mean, that has been like a game changer because it opened up the door to more clients, more recommendations, more leads. And we were surprised how far that dollar clean got us.
How important has it been for you to work out that scripting, even though you offer $1 for the first clean? How important has it been for you to nail that down?
It's been really important because it kind of it hones in so that you're not just all over the place when you're trying to explain what it is that you do. And a lot of times it's like you're a good person offering a good product and you have integrity and you want to communicate that. But when you go to communicate without a script or without practice, it's just like a mess coming out of your mouth, as opposed to having this, honed in practice where you know what you're going to say, you know how you're going to say it, and you can almost expect better results when you do it that way.
Had you ever been an entrepreneur before starting this particular business?
No, never.
Did you ever think about wanting to own your own business someday? Or what was the first time you thought, maybe I would like to open my own business?
Absolutely. I've probably been dreaming about it for about 10 years.
Okay, and let me go to your daughter here. Had you ever thought about wanting to team up and open your own business? Or was that something that you were maybe excited about or not so much?
Well, for me, my parents would always listen to your podcast and business podcast. And as I started listening to them, I started realizing that I wanted to own a business.
It's www.whistlewhileyouclean.com. Honestly, the hardest thing was getting over the fear. It was the fear of the unknown. There was like a cloud of doubt that, you can't do this, you're gonna fail. There was a few sleepless nights there when we did pull the trigger and join your team and start the coaching process. Even my husband put a little bit of pressure on me from time to time because it was just absolutely scary to take that jump and actually start a business. Whoa.